All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Athlete and Artist Show. I am the artist Kyle Forge alongside the athlete, professional hockey player, Zach Boychuk. Season 6, episode 25, presented by MyBookie. March Madness has ended. Our wagers did not go so well. UConn lost in the final. Michigan won. We took UConn. Women's NCAA. UCLA. The one time I don't take UCLA in a bracket. We bet them on MyBookie. They win the game, but we took a parlay on it. We bet the win and that it was under 130. The final score came out to exactly 130. So we lost that bet.
We lose.
So we picked the winner. Happy for UCLA. Glad the UCLA women's team won the national championship. Tough on our bets, but head to mybookie.ag. Use promo code AAS. Get $500 first free bet. And if you lose like we do, you can activate your bounce back and try again. So here we are. Post March Madness.
So close. We should have just bet all our money on the UCLA women.
We should have. We would have probably done pretty well. Just X out the under and just take them for the win. That would have been solid. We should have bet them at the start of the tournament. That would have been even better.
I mean, you would have. You normally do, right? I mean, you normally take the men in UCLA, but why not take the women?
I usually do both. This was the first year that I haven't done a women's bracket in like a few years since I started doing them. And of course, UCLA, the one time, goes all the way to the end.
Sure enough, they get it done.
Tough. But yeah, March Madness was fun. A lot of interesting games a lot of upsets, a lot of crazy moments, as March Madness usually is. Michigan ended up coming out on top on the men's side. UConn, man, we were betting on UConn. Really wanted to see UConn win again, but I don't know, man. Did you end up catching the game?
After that storybook ending in Duke, I thought for sure they'd get it done against Michigan, but I mean, Michigan was just found a way. I don't know if they were the best team. I feel like, they had a good season and whatever, but Duke, Arizona, like all these other teams just kind of fell off the map at the end. UConn was a good story, but there you go, 1 seed Michigan.
Yeah, they've been itching for it for a while now. What was that? That was their first championship in like a crazy amount of years.
Really?
So good for them. It would have been nice to see UConn, but I mean, UConn's got such a hell of a program, man. Like they just keep going back to at least the Sweet 16, the Elite 8, Final Four. It seems like every year. So March Madness in the books for another year. Michigan again, man. They're such a sick sports school. Like Frozen Four was just going on as well. Kind of about halfway through March Madness. It started. Frozen Four, for people that don't know NCAA hockey. Michigan made it to the Frozen Four, the Final Four, and man, they got upset by, was it Denver?
Yeah, I think it was
ended up
Denver.
beating Michigan. So
yeah, Wisconsin played North Dakota.
Yeah.
But Denver, what a school for Michigan. Like I feel like the football team won a couple of years ago. You see the basketball team, the hockey team could have won it this year, being in the Frozen Four, but couldn't quite get it done.
Yeah, Michigan outshot Denver 52-26 too in that game.
Jeez.
Crazy.
So that's Denver's game plan.
Yeah.
Just get outshot by 30 to 40 and hope for the best.
Went to double OT too. Like both had 18 block shots. Man, yeah. I mean, Denver's such a sick hockey school too. Obviously, now they ended up winning again. Like what were you saying before we started recording? That's like 3 in the last 4 or 5 years that they've won.
Yeah, it's insane. And their coach there, he keeps getting jobs in the NHL. I think he's coached the World Junior team a couple times and won gold. and he just keeps
Legendary.
going back to Denver and keeps winning championship.
Yeah, it's weird that they didn't name him not captain, coach of the World Juniors for next year. When I saw that, I was like, "Whoa,
Is
he's not doing it."
Yeah, maybe he's moving on up now. Maybe he finally takes an NHL job. I don't know.
I thought he had just extended recently.
Yeah, he might have. He might have a couple of years probably. Those are like one of the safest jobs I feel like. College, school, you just coach there forever, especially if you're winning every year.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the amount of money he's probably getting paid too. I mean, I'm sure he maybe would get paid a little bit more in the NHL, but who knows? I mean, Denver values him so much they'll probably give him whatever they want. And yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
he just signed a contract extension last year. So he'll be,
Uh,
doesn't say how long, I don't think, but yeah, he's won 2 titles with Denver before this year, both in 2022 and 2024. World Junior gold medals, like you mentioned. Just unbelievable coach. I think everybody is trying to get him, like you said. Anybody would love to pull him out of Denver if they could.
yeah, who needs a coach right now? Well,
Everybody.
there's lots of interim coaches. I mean, you look at LA bringing in Torts, and
Yeah,
then well, I guess DeBoer going to the Islanders. He got a long-term deal worth a lot of money, so um, not really available there. But yeah, if he could go up and pick a franchise, I'm sure he could go wherever he wanted.
for sure. Do you mean Vegas bringing in Torts?
Oh yeah, Vegas. What did I say?
LA. I think. Well, didn't LA fire their coach too, or is that someone else? I don't know. I'm losing track.
I
There's been a
think
few
I
teams
think
now.
LA fired their coach mid-season too. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, bringing up Torts, Vegas 5-0-1 since he came on, so he's making him
Yeah.
look pretty good.
So they're definitely making playoffs. They're in. The
They're in.
the bottom of the West is crazy right now.
Ottawa just clinched in the East too.
Ottawa's in. It's kind of looking like San Jose and Winnipeg are kind of out, but
Yeah,
there's two or three teams battling for that last spot in the West with Nashville, LA, Anaheim. They're all kind of tight. So the last 2-3 games is going to be pretty exciting.
yeah. It's interesting that Anaheim hasn't locked in their spot yet because LA is so close behind. But I feel like Anaheim is pretty much a lock. I mean, I wouldn't say maybe not a lock, but I mean San Jose
They
with
need they
82
need
points.
probably one win and
Yeah,
they should be good to go because
it,
Nashville only has 2 games left.
yeah, and both all L.A., Winnipeg, San Jose, and Anaheim all have 3 games left. So, man, I
You
really
see,
really wanted San Jose to make the playoffs.
yeah, doesn't look like it's gonna happen, but you see Kopitar played his last home game of the regular season.
Yeah, man, that's such a crazy. It's just it's weird getting to the age now, seeing all the guys that you grew up watching start retiring, and you're like,
It's
oh,
crazy.
this is insane. I remember in high school, like it was yesterday, watching him win 2 cups. Like,
Can't believe it. I mean, that's why I want to see him get another run.
yeah,
It's just been you kind of almost grew up watching him, or he's similar age to me, so um, he came into the league maybe a couple of years before me, but when he was winning all those cups, it was you know legendary status for a Slovenian guy like him. And then knowing like Dowdy on the team and Daryl Sutter a little bit, and like the times have changed a little bit now, but I'd love to see them get in and go on a crazy run. They've done it as an 8th seed before, so all they got to do is get in.
yeah. That's the thing about hockey. We mention it all the time when it comes around to playoffs. All you got to do is get in. Once you get in, I mean, who knows what'll
Just gotta
happen?
make playoffs. And then in the East, it's crazy too. Like you said, Ottawa is in. I think Boston's also in, but then you got Philadelphia, Columbus battling for a spot. Did I see did Detroit officially get eliminated, or they can still make it if they They probably need a lot of help, but
Yeah,
Detroit and Washington might be done.
Yeah, Detroit got eliminated last night, I believe, with their loss. Boston and Ottawa both locked. So Boston, Ottawa are in. Philly hasn't locked yet, but it looks like they probably will. I think. Well, it depends if they win these last two games and what happens with Columbus, but because they've got Columbus kind of trailing right behind them, right on their butt. They both have 2 games left. Philly's at 94, Columbus is at 92, and both those wild card spots are taken. So it's the last spot in the Metro is the last one up for grabs, and I would much rather see Philly than Columbus get in there. Although continuing the Johnny story for Columbus would be awesome. Obviously, USA Hockey was big for that, and just everything that they've done, bringing in Monahan and everything that they've done for Goodrow and the Goodrow family. So that would be nice to see. But at the same time, Philly, I'd love to see Philly in there because I think they're an interesting team. I think Tocchet is a great coach. He's been getting a lot of flack this year for how Mishkov has been dealt with, but I mean, you look at how Trevor Zegras has flourished there now. I would love to see him get in the playoffs finally. But it's nice to see different teams in this year. It's you mentioned that last week or the week before. Like, it's just nice to see some new guys in there.
Pittsburgh back in there.
Yeah,
you got a couple of Canadian teams. Ottawa, Montreal, Edmonton. Not a lot of Canadian teams, but there's still a chance that it could be coming back to Canada.
Yeah, we got a couple. Edmonton in there, like you said, they just clinched, I think, last night. And then Ottawa was.
And Buffalo ended the longest drought ever, I think, for NHL hockey getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, 106 points. How crazy is that?
They're battling for first place.
They are battling for first place. Montreal in there too. I don't know if we just mentioned them, but Montreal will be another fun team to watch in playoffs. So, what's the playoff picture? As of right now, the playoff picture is looking like in the first round. As of today, Buffalo versus Ottawa, Tampa versus Montreal, Carolina versus Boston, Pittsburgh versus Philly, and then in the West, Colorado versus LA, Dallas versus Minnesota, Vegas, Utah, Edmonton, Anaheim. A lot of interesting matchups there.
Edmonton, Anaheim. That's pretty crazy because they'd be a 6-7 seed. So it's Dallas playing Minnesota first round still boggles my mind, but you got to think Colorado comes out of the West. The only team that could maybe go at them is maybe Edmonton or Minnesota, but I don't know. It's kind of wide open. I really like the East. The East is a lot different than it normally is. Yeah. Obviously, Florida didn't make it, so you're not going to have a repeat champion, and there's a lot of young, exciting teams in there.
Yeah, the East will be super interesting. I'm super. I mean, I keep saying it every week, but sad that Florida isn't going to three-peat, but the East looks a lot more interesting than the West. Like, I don't know who's going to come out of there. It could be anybody. Like, be sick to see Buffalo go far. Be sweet to see Montreal go far. Obviously, being a Canadian team, but just seeing how much young talent they have on that team. I mean, Tampa's back near the top this year. Who knows what Philly will do when they get in there? Pittsburgh, I mean, Crosby's been on a mission this past year waiting to get back in. So see what he does. Carolina gets another crack at it. And then, in the West is interesting, but, man, Colorado will be tough to get by, like you said.
If you're Carolina, you got to think that this is your best chance at least getting to the finals. With no Florida in there. You kind of like go through their route a little bit. Like, I mean, you probably eventually you're gonna have to play, Tampa, Montreal, Buffalo, but you don't have that grind of Florida. So we'll see if they can finally get through that Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, the first round isn't going to be easy either, but
It'll be interesting to see if they change their game up this year at all. People always call them boring in the playoffs, like they're not a fun team to watch. But I mean, what they've been doing is just clearly hasn't been working the last few years. So it'll be keen to see if they switch it up a little bit.
yeah, they always kind of like rotate their goalies. They don't have like the hottest goalie, or sometimes they'll get injured or whatever. So I feel like if they can solidify one guy early on and he gets on a run, that's going to be their best chance of going all the way.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any predictions for who the finals could be? Or should we wait until they're locked in?
Yeah, I'd like to definitely see the brackets and see what kind of route that who has the easiest route. Like obviously if Edmonton's somehow playing LA, it's easy to pick Edmonton on those ones, even though it could go either way. But so some teams are gonna have easier ways to get through. So maybe we wait to see what the brackets are like.
Edmonton Anaheim in the first round is an interesting series. I don't know if that'll
Yeah,
be
I like
as
that.
easy as Edmonton or on for Edmonton as people might think, but also Anaheim doesn't have very much playoff experience. A lot of young guys. They have a couple guys with experience, but getting Anaheim back in the playoffs is interesting too.
Yeah, they got what Kaloran and Truba's probably played a few playoff games, and
Yeah.
but yeah, they do have a bunch of young guys. So Anaheim hasn't made the playoffs in a long time.
Need to go back to the purple and green for the playoffs.
Yeah, bring it back, Mighty Ducks.
Yeah. Any more hockey news that you want to? I mean, we talked about coaches. Vegas just clinched their spot, so Torts is looking nice, getting back in the playoffs for Torts. But
See how he does in the playoffs, and
yeah,
then kind of looking like DeBoer. They're probably not going to make the playoffs, but good to see him back behind the bench. I feel like he's been a really good coach over the years. Always makes the semifinals or finals. So pretty
yeah.
crazy run he's been on.
You mentioned Nashville earlier. Stamkos hit 40 goal mark for the eighth time in his career.
He got 40 again, eh?
Yeah,
I I do kind of want to see them because I feel like they would do damage in the playoffs, but if they're gonna make it over LA, I'd rather have LA because of Kopitar, but
yeah.
we'll see how that last playoff spot shakes out.
Uh, kind of throwing back to World Juniors back when we were talking a few months ago. You talked a lot about Michael Hage. He's returning to Michigan next year, so he's not going to Montreal, which is kind of surprising to me. I figured like you would look at that roster and be like, "Hey, I want to go play in the NHL with these guys right now. They've got a shot." But he's already committed to going back to Michigan next year.
So that does that basically mean he's not going to sign with Montreal?
I don't think so. No, he was drafted in 2024, so he's got I think it would be what 2 more seasons or another season. If he stayed after that year, maybe that is it. What is it? 3 years? I don't know. They changed the CBA rule, so I'm also wondering how that would affect it. But I think maybe he just wants to stay and win a championship.
Yeah, maybe. And when you look at Montreal, how loaded they are right now. So like how
Yeah,
much ice time is he going to get there? So Michigan probably offered him a little bit of money to stay, maybe. I don't know.
for sure. Yeah, I would think so. Um, LaPlante won the Hobie Baker.
He did, eh? Wow. I bet you nobody expected that at the beginning of the season.
No, and both those brothers, man, they just tore up the NCAA this year.
Were they Minnesota?
Yeah,
They didn't get done in the tournament, but regular season they were good.
yeah. Regular season they were solid. I mean, those Plant brothers are so sick, man. Like I think I just said LaPlante before, but it's definitely just Plant. But think I was thinking of someone else when I said it, but yeah, that Minnesota Duluth. I know one of their coaches, and they're supposed to be nasty next year.
They're gonna be good.
He's saying they're going to be very, very good next year. So they were good this year, but apparently next year they're supposed to be just nasty.
Really?
Yeah.
All that they got a bunch of NIL money, or they're just recruiting really, really good there.
I think just recruiting really well. Like they don't have nearly as much as a place like Michigan or Michigan State or Penn. So definitely a smaller school in terms of finances and athletics.
Yeah, I feel like Penn State should have done way better in the tournament, considering what their budget's looking like.
Yeah, I agree. And they're going to probably lose McKenna. So, I mean, man,
They're
looking at
losing like 9 of their top 12 forwards or something.
yeah, everybody. I was just gonna say, like, have you seen the roster? Not very many
I think
returning guys.
Aiden Fink's in Milwaukee already, so he'll probably end up signing with Nashville, and yeah, a bunch of the guys are going already.
Yeah, and see what happens with McKenna when it comes to draft in 2 months. So
He's going to Calgary.
that would be unfortunate for him, but it would be great for the city.
What's more unfortunate, going to Calgary or going to Vancouver?
Oh, Vancouver is way more unfortunate. Yeah, no one wants to go to
At least you
Vancouver.
got a new rink coming in. You're going to be the face of the franchise in Calgary,
Yeah,
but
but
got nobody to play with.
no, they unless they stick Perek up on forward, there's not much for him to play with yet. But Chucky, let's talk about your playoff season. I know it's probably a little bit of a sour subject right now, but you guys season came to an end in Game 5 this week, and yeah, how are you guys feeling?
Yeah, it was a tough series. I mean, going in, I feel like first round went really well for us. We played the Italian Balzano team, and we kind of thought, oh, like Salzburg's out of it. They got beat. Klagenfurt, which is the second seed, they got out of it. They got beat, and I feel like we kind of took Pustertal and another Italian team a little bit lightly, and we couldn't score the first 3 games, and um, we ended up winning the one game at home, which was huge for momentum, and we won it in overtime. So then going back to Pustertal was a bit of a tougher game, but we had a 1-0 lead, like with 10 minutes left, and I think we ended up getting it. They ended up tying it up 1-1. Going into overtime, it was really quick. Like within like 2 or 3 minutes, they
Oh,
scored, and the series was over, and everybody was kind of just looking around like couldn't believe that it was over, and um kind of a great season overall for our team. You know, we hadn't made the playoffs, I think, in 8 or 9 years in the quarterfinals, and to make to the semifinals, they hadn't made it in like 14 years. So overall, it was definitely a success, but tough way to lose in the semifinals when you're that close to be in the final 2 teams, and you never know what happens in the finals. But it was a good year overall, learning curve. You know, good coaches, good teammates. Had a lot of fun coming to the rink, and happy to be coming back here again next year.
yeah, next year I think will be huge for you guys. This year, obviously, like you just said, big turnaround for the organization. New owner brought a lot of you and a lot of other guys in. It seems like he's been doing a lot to turn that organization around. You saw throughout the season just the fan support in the stands just growing and growing and growing. So I think this offseason will be big for you guys, and then next year, I mean, it'll be huge. I think that it seems like you guys have a great organization going in the right direction, and you guys get another crack at it next year.
Yeah, our fans were incredible, especially during playoffs. Like we were getting almost sold out crowds pretty much every night, and they were passionate, loud, standing the whole game. So the owner kind of talked to us a little bit before one of the games, or it might have been after one of the games, and he said when he first came in, there was 600, maybe 800 fans coming to the games, and as they've been building and putting a better roster together, um, putting better things on and off the ice, you see that those numbers go up, and that's where you get the sold out crowds and the passionate fans. So we're hoping that we can just keep building on that and have a really good season next year.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what you guys do next year. It's great that you have another year on the books, so you don't have to worry about any re-signings this year like you did last year. I know last summer was a little stressful going into this year, kind of try to figure out what was going to happen. So at least this summer you just get to focus on off season, relax a little bit, staying in shape, and I mean it's you don't get much time off as we've experienced it in Europe the last few years. You usually come back for like a month and a half and you're back for training camp right away. So
Yeah.
enjoy the time off in the off season and then get right back to it.
Been short summers, that's for sure. This summer will be a little bit longer, I guess, a few weeks longer, which is kind of nice. But yeah, and you look at Berlin right now; they're leading their series 2-1 in the semifinals against the top seed Cologne. So
Damn.
be interesting to see if they go on to win that series and play in the finals again. But um, yeah, going to be spending a decent amount of the summer in New Brunswick this year on the East Coast, and then
Okay.
coming back to Calgary for July and some of August for the rest of the summer. So getting back on the ice and training, and already looking forward to it.
Back for Stampede a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'll be around maybe the second weekend or something like
Nice.
that.
There we go. Unreal, man. Well, I know you're on vacation right now, so we'll wrap this up, but it's yeah, excited to see what you guys do next year and going into the off season. I'm sure you'll enjoy some of this time off with the family and get right back to it next year. Anything else that you want to cover hockey wise before we head out?
No, I think that's good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you guys next week. We're filming this on Sunday. What is it? April 12th. So this will be out. I mean, you're going to hear this tonight, Sunday. We will see you guys next week.
Peace.